Mr. Chatterbox by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Chatterbox was one of those people who simply couldn't stop talking. He used to talk to anybody and everybody about anything and everything, going on and 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 on. And when he didn't have anybody else to talk to, he used to talk to himself. Good morning, Mr. Chatterbox. He used to say to himself, good morning to you. He used to reply to himself, nice day, isn't it? Yes, it is time. It is for the time of year. And so on, and so on, and on, and on. He lived in a boxed shaped house. He lived in a box shaped house in the village, Chatterbox Cottage. One morning, the postman arrived with a letter for him. Morning, Mr. Chatterbox, said the postman. Good morning to you, postman, replied to Mr. Chatterbox, although I was saying to myself only yesterday, or was it the day before, I forgot. However, it's not quite so good morning, in my opinion, but I might be wrong, although I'm not very often as it was as the other day. A Monday, I think it was, or perhaps it was Tuesday, but never mind, because it is quite a good morning, don't you agree? Yes, of course you do, because that's what you said to me in the first place, and he went on and on all morning, and the poor postman was late delivering all his letters. That afternoon, Mr. Chatterbox went into the hat shop in the village. Hello, Mr. Bowler, he said to the man who owned the hat shop. Do you think if it's possible that I could buy, if it's not too expensive, but I'm sure it won't be a new hat, because would you believe it? Yes, of course you would, but anyway, I was saying, my present hat, that one on my head, as you can see, is getting in how I can put it a little too old, because I've had it for now. Let me see now. It must be. Let's think. 10 years? No, I tell along. It can't be that long, or can it? Well, yes, it could. But on the other hand, and he went on and on, and he went on and on all afternoon, and after the night, long after poor Mr. Bowler should have shut the shop on top of the shop and gone home. Eventually, when Mr. Bowler managed to get a word in edgeways, or was it sideways, he promised to order a new hat for Mr. Chatterbox. Then he pushed Mr. Chatterbox out of his shop, still talking, of course, and went home for his supper, which was cold, of course, because Mrs. Bowler had cooked it for him hours ago. And while he ate it, he thought. Eventually, 1 week later, the new hat for Mr. Chatterbox arrives in a smart red hat box. The postman delivered it to Mr. Bowler's shop. At last, said Mr. Bowler, heaving a sigh of relief, I think this hat is going to be the answer to the problem of Mr. Chatterbox talking so much. I wish it could be, said the postman, but how can it be? Because, replied Mr. Bowler, this hat is a magic hat. Oh, replied the postman, who didn't quite understand. Try it on, yes, of course, I must try on. How silly of me to stand here chatting on when I haven't tried it on yet. And yes, I will, absolutely. He definitely try it on straight away, because, as I said, it's silly just to talk about trying it on and then not trying it on, isn't it? And so he took the hat out of the hat box and put it on. It was a beautiful hat. I must say, yes, I really must. That hat is yes, it really is, to say the least. One one of the better hats that I've ever had seen in the long life. And in the long life, I must say, I have seen some hats and furthermore, but while he was talking, a funny thing was happening. The more words came out of Mr. Chatterbox's mouth, the larger his hat became. The more Mr. Chatterbox grew, Mr. Chatterbox talked, the more the hat grew and grew. Mr. Chatterbox kept on talking and the hat kept on growing. I can't see anything, he said. 1 minute I was standing here, or looking at my new hat in the mirror, and now all of a sudden, without any warning, thinking me all unawares, just like that. The hat grew down to his feet, and Mr. Chatterbox stopped talking. And as soon as he dropped, and as soon as he stopped talking, the hat grew smaller and smaller, until it was the same size as when he'd first strung it on. Mr. Bowler had gone when and Mr. Chatterbox couldn't see him, and now he was talking, and now he was walking back to his shop. My special magic hat really works, he chuckled. The following day, Mr. Chatterbox was out for a walk when he met the postman in the village. Hello, postman, he said. I say, you like my new hat? Have you ever seen it? Such a fun hat. I'm sure you never have. What a hat, Dad. But do you know what's happening? Don't you? The hat grew and grew and grew. The more Mr. Chatterbox talked, now I know what Mr. Bowler meant. And by a magic hat, chuckled the postman, and he went on his way, leaving poor Mr. Chatterbox speechless. He thought, thinking, not talking, and thinking. And do you know something? That had taught Mr. Chatterbox his lesson, and these days he doesn't talk half as much as he used to, or even a quarter as much. And do you know the reason for that, don't you? Yes, of course do you, but keep it under your hat. The narration was by me, Gil. Don't forget to subscribe, and GG. Oh yeah. Duck. GG. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.